So I don't know what prompted this. Maybe it was because they had Warren Hill on the show, but for some reason, Loose Mesh decided we're 3 years away from the Olympics. I believe we already knew Haudenosaunee was not in it for lacrosse or for anything of that matter. I don't know what made them bring this up. Again, it might have been the fact they had Warren Hill on. I don't watch every show in full. I try to, but sometimes I can't. Regardless of that, they not only brought it up, Dawson and Frick, I don't know if Toll agree with this, but I do know Dawson and Frick seem to agree that other countries should pull out of the lacrosse if Haudenosaunee cannot be involved. They used the crutch of it's not political. And I just want, for those that think that way, I don't think people understand the historical value of lacrosse in the Olympics. And I will be first to say, I think sixes might actually be worse than field. I think it is absolutely, it takes a fast-paced version of lacrosse and literally there's no celebration. Like watching women's play lacrosse, like for the WLL, aka the PLL, I actually almost hated that version of lacrosse. I couldn't stand it, actually. I really did not. And by the way, I know people are going to comment and say their thoughts. I'm going to try to get through this segment without addressing that until the next segment begins. Just keep that in mind now. I know everyone's going to have their thoughts. I'm going to try to stay on my train of thought, and we'll get to that after the break. But that being said, sixes, I want to say, is a very not great form of lacrosse. I think as much as I don't like field, I think field is better than sixes because, again, the women in the WLL, aka the PLL, when they would score a goal, there was literally no time, and I mean 0 seconds for celebration. I think that goes against any sport ever. I don't know of any sports that has no celebration, like none whatsoever. Maybe NASCAR, but even though like the victory lane is so much better, I find it very, very. Is it how are you fast paced and boring? Somehow Sixers found a way to do that. I know, because I know people are going to comment, well, it's the only way they could get lacrosse in the Olympics. Guys, I find that to be stupid. I find that to be very weird how we could not find any other way. I know there's reasoning behind it. I still think I didn't like it, okay? But it is still lacrosse in the Olympics. Has not been done for 100 years, okay? Now, let's get to the Haudenosaunee part of this. I have looked this up. I know other people can break it down. Full disclosure, I'm not a geography expert. I'm not going to pretend to know about politics like that. I also, again, do not think this is political. Haudenosaunee, I know they pride themselves on the roots of the game, the creators game, all of it. Guys, I get it. But can someone name me another time in Olympic history, and maybe there is some. Again, I will read the comments after the break if you do say something. I don't know of any time where the Olympics said, hey, this thing that's not a country can be in the Olympics. I don't know if that happens. I've never seen it, or at least it's never been super talked about. I just want people to understand this is such a massive moment. And again, I do not like sixes. I think it's actually worse than field. I also believe that I mean, I would like to see Lyle Thompson and Randy Stotts, etc., all those guys play, but I wouldn't mind seeing them play for USA or Canada. And again, maybe none of them play. But I don't think pulling out of the Olympics is a smart move. And I think to encourage that is a little bit disrespectful to the sport. Like, we can't do that. Again, I understand there is a ton of value in the Haudenosaunee name and the history of lacrosse with them. But I don't want anybody to encourage this. It's not healthy. Again, lacrosse has not been in the Olympics for 100 years. There's so much work that's going in to making sixes look presentable. And we're going to tell me, nah, pull out? No. Like, again, I don't think it's political. I think it's just the way the rules work with the countries. And maybe the right move is to put them in there. But I don't, again, I want to, please, I beg people to not go down that rabbit hole. Because it's not fair to the other people in lacrosse. We all have to work together here. And I don't think boycotting it looks good. Again, lacrosse also does not have the luxury or the privilege of saying, oh yeah, we're going to boycott. Because probably more people think how many people know about American football, soccer, baseball, cricket, so many other sports, basketball, just hockey, just they laugh in the face of lacrosse in terms of the fan base. Guys, you cannot pull out. Don't, please, again, do not encourage these guys to pull out because it doesn't help the sport at all. And again, I don't like sixes. But saying they shouldn't even show up because we think Haudenosaunee should be in is just not smart. It's not fair. Again, maybe they should be in there. But I'm not going to sit there and act like lacrosse is say screw it. That's not right. And again, so many more people have tried to grow the game than just one group. While that group started, that's awesome. But I think people even in the Haudenosaunee have, I'm sure some of them might admit, just let it happen. You can't fight, again, don't fight that battle because so many people have a chance to learn about lacrosse, and to try to encourage us to take that away by boycotting is just, I'm not supporting that. I'm not. This is your one chance in 100 years to grow the game more than you ever have. Don't discourage that, please. And maybe they do come around and allow them to show the end. I'd be all for that. But again, you have to accept the reality of things. The reality is lacrosse fans do not have the privilege to stand on that, to die on that hill right now. We just don't. Me, anyone from Haudenosaunee, NLL broadcasters, PLL players, everybody. We don't have the luxury because we're the minority. And if all the people look at us like, what are they doing? It's going to look bad. And then if you do pull out, then what does it do for the future? Once again, you stab your own self in the back. Don't do that. Let the game grow as much as it might hurt. All right, folks, when we come back, I will read your comments again. I told you, if you're just joining, I will let you know now. I want to stay on my train of thought there so I do not get sidetracked and going crazy tangents. After the break, before we get to Fresh Fits, I will address your comments and concerns. Welcome back to Daily Dive on the 4 comments we did have. I disagree with this because here's the problem. Every other form of basketball does not, it's all the same. Lacrosse, for field and box, there's always at least a 10-second celebration. And I'm sure it's way more than that. So no, I don't think that it's not like basketball because again, and when you compare the two, all basketball knows is bucket, go play defense, bucket, go play defense. If you're going to create sixes and then add the new element, oh, no celebration, that's not what lacrosse is. So I do think in theory, yes, the game is played like basketball. It's but that's not lacrosse. That's not the lacrosse we know. So why change it? It'd be like if basketball, here's a good point. It'd be like if basketball decided to say, hey, we're going to be in the Olympics. We're going to be 3-on-3. And after every bucket we score, we're going to celebrate and then tip off again. That's what it seems like. But they don't do that in basketball. It's bucket, defense, bucket, defense. Lacrosse has always been celebrate face-off, and now it's like, oh no, back and forth. Nah, we haven't done that before, so why now?